In this video, we'll start to explore and create something more advanced. And to do this, we need three different functions. First of all, we're going to explore the large function. We will explore how to use the drop-down list and the VLOOKUP function all combined. So let me show you exactly what we're going to do. So we have here in this tab, our drop-down tab, we have the values. You can see here we have the product ID and all different products, what's been sold, and we have the sales record, or at least how many items has been sold per product. We have here a top list, which is very simple. I'll explain to you that later on. And what we want is basically this. We want this data here start to display on a different tab the values. And what we want here is the top product, which would be a drop down where we select the first, second, or third best-selling product. We want to know what is the product name and how many items has been sold of those products. So let's start and work with this, because this will eventually become a tiny dashboard. So step one, what we're going to do is we're going to use the top list here, which is 1, 2, and 3, and this must become a drop-down item. So let's go back to show value, and in here you have the top product. This will be our drop-down, and how we do that is very simple. What we want is here option 1, 2, and 3 as a drop-down button. We go to data, and in data select data validation. And once you selected that, you can see here the validation criteria, and that is, if you select on that, you can see here the options. You will see here list, and the reason why is we have a list of values. So let's select that, and then we select the source. So the question is here, what is the source? Let's select this, and we will select the three items here, 1, 2, and 3. Once we get that, you can see here we get a drop down indicating that Excel understands that in this tab, the drop down, we can find the values. So we select those and then press enter and confirm. The moment we do that, we have now a drop down button here, and we can select here the values, which is perfect. So what is the next step? Well, the next step will be to use the option here to put in the product, but what we need is we need to use this first. We need to figure out here how much is sold by using the large. Yes, and the reason why we do large first and not this, because the large will eventually match with the product name, but the large function will select in this list here the highest value that is being sold, or the highest product, best-selling product. In this case, 250 for cappuccino. So we need this value here, 250, being shown if we say the #1 best-selling product. All right. So how to do that? Go back here, select the cell where you want to put it in, which is in this case D3, equal, and then type in large, open parentheses, and then we have the values here. Let's click on this, you will see it more clear. You'll see array value and the K value. In our case, the K value will be this value here, whatever we select. The array value is the list of values, or better known as the source. So where is the source? Well, simple. The source is this list here. This is our source. Now we do comma, and then we go back to our show value, and we will select this. Once we got that, close parentheses and enter. Now we get the value of 250 sales, which is correct. That's this one, matching to cappuccino. So now what we need to get is the cappuccino value, or the text cappuccino. For that, we use the VLOOKUP. So we type in here equal VLOOKUP, open parentheses, and then if you click here, you will see here 4 options here. The VLOOKUP value, in this case, the 250 sold items, that's our VLOOKUP value, comma, the table array. So where do we find the table array? Here we find the table array, but in our case, we only need this part here. And the reason why is simply because VLOOKUP works only if the first value is the matching value, and whatever happens afterwards will be selected. So that's very important. And there are ways to solve this. However, I want to go deep in that for now because it's a very complicated formula. I will show that in a different video. So we have here now the table array, and this is table, or the table array is this, comma, and then we have the column index number. And remember, in our table starts here. So this is the first column, and this is the second column. So the column index number, or where do we want to extract the value that's matching with 250 is here. That's the second column. So we say here, number 2. And then comma, then we get the option, range lookup, true or false. 99% or 90% of the time you will use false because you want an exact match. You want the exact 250 matching with this. So we say false, click on that, confirm this, close parentheses, enter. As you can see now, we have the formula. We have it very nicely built. We are having here cappuccino, we get the sold items, and we have here the drop down. So for example, if I would select now the number 2, we get espresso, which has 240 sales. Let's double check that. You can see here our espresso has 240 sales. So let's change this. For example, espresso is not the second one in the list. We say this will be second, 245 sales, and brewed coffee will be now the new value. Let's go back to a show value tab, and in the tab now you can see clearly brewed coffee being displayed. That's our number 2. And if you see number 3, now this is number 3. And this is very nice because it can change as well. So for example, we want to put a new item. Maybe we don't have cappuccino anymore. We just have, let's say, herbal tea. Herbal tea, that's correct spelling. And then we go back to show value. You can see now our product is adjusting to herbal tea. And that is our number 1 seller. And if we would rumble up the numbers, let's say this will be 4, and this will be 6, and this will be 7, and this will be 11, and this will be 99, and this will be 10, and this is 12, and this is 60. So let's see what happened. Milk tea should become now the best selling item. Let's go back here. You can see here 99 items sold for milk tea. You select this. Oh, we select here again. Make sure you click the cell correctly. Number 2 will be hot chocolate with 60 sales. As you can imagine now, as you combine these functions, you can go more and more advanced and create a nice dashboard. And as I told you earlier, there are ways around this because I can imagine maybe you don't have the order like this, but exactly the opposite. And it will give you an error. There are special things for that. I will show you in a different video. But if you like these kind of things and you like to create an own dashboard, subscribe to my channel. And if you have questions or maybe struggle with this complicated task, just put a comment below and I'll make sure to follow up on you.